Could you tell us a little bit about the mission of the Salvation Army?
Yes, we'd be very happy to. The mission of the Salvation Army is to minister to human needs in our community. We work primarily with the homeless and the working poor, folks who are on the edge constantly. You've seen here in the kitchen, we provide about 500 to 600 meals a day. Gets very busy. In addition, we have a shelter here where we have 200 beds. We're full every night, every bed. We provide a variety of services that range from a simple bed for the night and some food to drug and alcohol treatment. We also have transitional housing for folks getting their lives back together for families. They can stay here for up to a year and rebuild their lives, their credit, and move out. And we've had several who've gone out of here, homeowners, or they've worked with Habitat for Humanity. So that's another good partner. We work very closely with the food bank, but we have a number of community partners we work with. And that is what we do.
Oh, that's great. Do you think that you have the time to take us around and show us a little bit?
I'd be very pleased to do so.
Oh, great. Okay, then let's do it. Poof, I'm in another room now. Bryan, what is this room?
The room here behind us is the dining room here at the Salvation Army. We have 144 seats here for a single setting. We usually run 3 settings a day, obviously the breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And we run about 600 to 700 meals on a heavy day, 500 to 600 on an average day. And folks rotate through here, in and out, on a regular basis.
Great. Okay, well then we'll go to the next area.
The particular room we're in has 16 beds. It's 8 bunk beds, so it'd be 8 upper, 8 lower. Right now, the folks who normally sleep here at night are out working. The majority of the folks that we have here do have jobs either when they get here or shortly after they arrive.
So do you help with getting the jobs? Or?
We have some folks here who do help some certain parts of the population because we do receive some grants for that. Doesn't apply to everyone. But we do have other folks who help us on a volunteer basis. So we do try to find work for everybody. Again, what we strive for here is to change people's lives. This is not about providing a night's shelter. This is about getting a person off the street and back into a productive role in society, which means more than just a bed and a meal. And as we go through a year, we'll see probably 2,800 different people through this shelter. This is a shocking number for a city like Sarasota that doesn't think they have any poor people, but they do. And there are some homeless people here. So if you come here tonight, there'll be 200, 250 people who will be present. Come back in a year, there'll be 200, 250 people, but they won't be the same people. The population turns over, and this is a point that's very important. Homelessness is a temporary condition. It's not necessarily a lifestyle.
So you don't get a lot of repeat business here?
We do get repeat business because of the nature of who we deal with. The folks that we deal with have substance abuse problems. They use drugs. Not while they're here, but they do. Alcohol being a drug. They also have mental health issues, what we call dual diagnosis. And this is quite prevalent. Probably about 40% of the people on the street have both a substance abuse problem and a mental health problem.
Okay. And what do you know the percentage of that, of the people that are in here that have substance abuse problems? Or?
Well, it's going to run right around the average of about 40%.
Oh, it is in here too. Absolutely. Okay.
We may have a slightly higher average slightly higher number than average because we do have a program devoted specifically to trying to get people sober and in a clean lifestyle.
But really, about 60% of the people don't have substance abuse problems.
That is correct.
Which, I mean...
They may have a mental health issue, they may have a substance abuse problem, but not the combination. The combination is very difficult to deal with.
Okay.
Now, you can deal with one issue or the other, but when you have to deal with both of them, it's especially difficult.
Right. Well, before I came here and before I spoke with you, I would have thought everybody had some kind of mental illness or a drug problem or alcohol problem, but that's not the case, right?
Oh, that is not the case and never has been. Quite a number of the folks who are here simply for economic reasons. Now, we've been very much inundated with the news lately with all the things that have gone on in Wall Street and the banking industry. This is not new. This has been going on in Sarasota for a year and a half. Construction has dropped off to nothing. A lot of these guys work day labor, work construction. There are no jobs out there in those areas. There are other jobs. They're not as easy to get. They're not as easy to keep. This is a real problem. So economics is a huge factor. There are people here for no other reason than they don't have a job. And without a job, you cannot maintain a home, whether it's a house or an apartment. You cannot maintain a family. So there's a huge price to be paid for the economic downside.
Yeah, and before, when we were walking in here, you said that there's families also in here, right?
Yes, we have 2 different components for families. We have 5 small rooms where we keep families on an emergency basis. We have 12 apartments where we do transitional housing for families, which is a year-long program.
So there's children and...
Oh yes, we have anywhere from 40 to 50 children living on this campus every night.
Okay.
And so this is a big deal. It's huge. And I have no vacancies in my apartments, and I have a waiting list to get into the emergency shelter for families.
Okay, now to get on the waiting list, would we just call?
Typically, we have folks come by here and do an interview.
Okay.
And then as soon as we have a vacancy, we try to get back in touch with them. It's very difficult. Typically, they have no place where they can be reached. If they don't catch us at the point when we have a vacancy, then they miss their chance.
Right, okay. So they could call 211 to...
Absolutely. 211 is the information exchange here in Sarasota. It's very efficient. We work with them every day, constantly updating them on our status of where our vacancies are, what services we have available.
Okay, great. Would you mind taking me to a couple other areas and just show me a little bit?
I'll be glad to.
Okay. We are here in the family dorm section.
Right. This is room 2 of the family dorm. We have a total of 5 suites here available for families. This is just one room. Typically would hold a family of 4. This particular room, I think we have 1 adult and 2 children, one of whom is an infant and one who's a toddler. They can stay in this area for approximately 60 days. This is an emergency shelter. We're completely full. All 5 of our rooms are filled, and we have, I think, 1 family that's sleeping in the day room. We just could not turn them away. So we're really seeing an amazing demand for these services, and as the economy continues to worsen, it's not going to get any better anytime soon.
So this is a great facility, a clean, nice, all the basics that you need.
Yes, we try very hard to maintain very good standards for cleanliness. We try to respect all the clients who come in, meet their needs. It's no matter what we do, it's not home. It's an emergency shelter. And it's very difficult for children. As I said earlier, we have anywhere from 40 to 50 children living on this campus on any given day. Many of them are in daycare who are too young to go to school. The ones who are of school age are enrolled. That's one of the first things we do, make sure that they're enrolled in school and that they attend.
Do they just go to the local schools?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
In fact, we are probably the first bus stop that the bus makes every morning and the last bus stop in the evening, so that folks don't know where the kids live. And they've done very good. You'll see this little table here supplied by the YMCA. They come and do tutoring. Again, we're trying to be very collaborative with our other agencies in town. We cannot do it all, and we receive a lot of assistance, and we provide a lot of assistance to them. So it's a great working partnership and great collaboration.
Now, okay, this is great. Well, let's go on over down the hall and show us a little bit more.
I'll be glad to.
As we walk over to the next area, we're going to go to a commercial break, and stay tuned.